What's going on, guys? We are here again, movie breakdown and review. Today we are talking about DC Comics, DC Studios, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. I'm Klepcx, and of course I'm here with my guy, DJ Gold. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
We gotta talk about this one, man.
Yeah, so this one's right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
DC Comics is my thing. You're more Mr. Marvel, I'm more Mr. DC.
I give
That's
DC
what it
a
is.
chance. I give him a chance.
But anytime new DC movie means new DC toys.
Is that new or
this is the Fury of the Gods, Zach Levi Shazam figure. So
I hate when they do that. That's how they get you. They just keep re-releasing and re-releasing.
Yeah, well, the
toys.
first Shazam movie came out before the McFarlane license, so it was a Mattel.
Yeah,
so it was the first McFarlane Zachary Levi figure.
McFarlane's on fire, man. This dude is like getting licensing for everything, dropping everything, like everything everywhere all at once.
We're gonna at some point in time this summer we'll talk about Flash when it comes out. They just dropped Keaton Batmobile, Keaton Batwing, all the Flashes, Supergirl, Michael Keaton. I
saw that he did a post and he had the car in his dude, man. That's literally by far my favorite iteration of the Batmobile. I like the original, the ones in the comic, but I really love it.
It's the 66 one for me.
In the animated series.
Yeah, but from the movies, it's Keaton's and Ben Affleck's are probably my favorite.
Ben Affleck's. I barely even remember Ben Affleck's.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
It's like go back and watch Justice League again, like when he's.
Do I have to?
No, man.
All right, yeah. So let's talk about Shazam, Fury of the Gods, aka Shazam 2.
Yes.
Zachary Levi again returns as Captain Marvelous.
No, we can't.
Shazam.
So it's so everyone knows.
Original.
The character that we all know is Shazam.
Yeah.
Initially, was named Captain Marvel. He came out in the 40s. Came out a year after Superman. And actually, for the majority of the 1940s, he was a Wiz Comics character. Debuted at Wiz Comics number 2. Yep. A little fun fact: there actually is no Wiz Comics number 1. Doesn't exist.
Yeah, no,
never happened. But he actually outsold Superman for most of the 40s.
Really?
Yep.
See, I didn't know that.
And then Wiz Comics went away. DC picked up the rights. Right here, Shazam came in to the DC world in February of 1973. This is Shazam number 1. The original Captain Marvel.
One, yeah. I got my own too. See, I mess with DC a little.
Mine's in a fancy plastic case though. But so in the 70s, Shazam came into the DC mythos. They ended up backing off the Captain Marvel name for some reason. We won't talk about why.
Those guys have been.
They've had
a little feud for decades. Yeah. So let's get into this film, right? So this is the second go around, and DC's in the mid of like this big transition phase. Some things are staying, some things are going. We don't know what's staying. We don't know what's going. We have rumors. We have James Gunn saying one thing, and then announcements from people that are supposed to be not like it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But with this mess, I feel as though they put together something pretty cool, and I feel bad because I walked away from this film actually enjoying it and actually having some promise. But I don't know what's to come. What was your overall vibe about this film when you walked out of it?
So I was worried it was going to not be good at all.
Really?
Going into it, I was very, very worried about it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was adorable. The cool thing about Shazam is he's a 13-year-old, in this case 17-year-old. He's like a 13-year-old kid. That basically just turns into a superhero, and then eventually, I think it was New 52-ish ways. They ended up, giving all his stepbrothers and stuff powers too. And he had the Shazam kid, so it's a cool concept where it's kids like superheroes, kids want to be superheroes, so he's the perfect character for that. And the way they have it cast, like Zachary Levi does a great job.
Yeah.
Adam Brody does a great job. All the cast is great. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it a lot. They did go a little bigger than the first one. Your first movie, I think, was like a $65 million budget. This one was about $125. So they basically doubled the budget.
That's impressive that they could even pull that off with that kind of a budget. Because even at the 67, think about most superhero films are like in the 250s.
Oh, yeah.
250 or plus.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that the first Shazam, which we got in the background running right now, it had a lot of heart and enough CGI, but there was more story, more heart than anything, which made the movie work. So flash forward to the second one, it still has that same amount of heart. It is bigger.
It is.
And to me, I don't think it holds back. I said in my status that I was like, for a family film, this is extremely violent.
Yeah, like, it is, and a little scary too.
And my theater was jam packed with kids and families.
Yeah,
like, there weren't a lot of just adults in there by themselves. I was probably the only one looking creepy, but there were a lot of families. I was like 2 seats over from, I think there was like a group home, because I ended up seeing one of the guys that I knew who worked in like in that kind of, and he had like a bunch of kids with him,
which is cool because that's kind of like the dynamic of the kids is kind of like a group home kind of thing. So that's pretty cool, you know. Because again, everyone should have some kind of character to relate to and look up to. But yeah, we went and saw it. You know, me, the wife, the kid, and we brought like my nephew. Because he likes to go to the movies too. So yeah, the 4 of us went. We all enjoyed it quite a bit.
So let me go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so one thing that it was kind of weird going into this knowing that this might be the end of what we know as the DC stuff. So I'm not gonna lie. So I had that in the back of my mind, and when we get to the end credit scenes and stuff like that, which there will be spoilers about the end credit scenes coming up, but once having that in the back of your mind, it didn't like ruin the movie for me, but it just tempered it down a tack because you knew that it probably isn't going to lead to anything.
See, but that's the thing. I think that, did they do reshoots on this?
That one I don't know. I hadn't heard. I know they pushed it back quite a bit.
I think there might have been like reshoots. I don't think that first post-credit scene was originally supposed to be in this movie. I think the second one was probably original, and then they added the other one because of the transition.
Yeah, not me. It's possible.
It's so good. Like, this is a problem that I have with DC films. Like, and this is why I don't know. I'm gonna want to see the Flash, and I know I'm gonna love the Flash because the Flash is my favorite DC character. But knowing that everything that once was may not possibly roll over or keep going, it's going to be bittersweet. And that's how I felt walking out of this film, because like I said, it's a good movie. It's a great family movie. Yeah. Even I was telling somebody that I felt like I missed knowing that DC and the Snyder Cut and the Snyderverse and all that stuff. I felt like Shazam was a good mix and a good fit in his lane that could kind of be wedged into everything that was already going on. They set us up in the first film with Billy's boy. What's his name? I can't remember his name from It. The kid.
Freddie.
Freddie. Yeah. It's how they, he had all the memorabilia and everything from all the other films. And just, he's the Ant-Man of the DC universe. He is. I mean?
Yeah. He's like that quippy kind of comical,
So seeing him do his own thing in his own lane and it still work without having to pander to what everybody loves about the Snyderverse works. And I'm like, this is sad. This is bad. Like, what are you going to do with this? But I don't think he's going anywhere. I think James Gunn's going to keep him around.
I hope so, because I'm sure not a lot of people read the old Shazam books back in the 70s. There was a reboot. You got the one sitting right here. Yeah. The Jeff Johns reboot they did for when the first movie came out. But if you're watching the DC animated movies, which are always really good, the Shazam dynamic where you have this guy fighting alongside Superman and Green Lantern and Wonder Woman and Flash and they know he's a 13-year-old kid. It's just, it makes for an interesting
it's funny.
Story arc. Yeah, no, it's funny. It is. Yeah. It's funny. There's one, I forget, maybe it was Young Justice, where they actually have the trial where they're like, okay, wait a minute. Do we really want this guy in the Justice League? Because he's 13 years old.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, we're watching the first one now. The second one, like you said, it still had the same heart. All the kids were back, which helps, obviously. Full returning cast. No swap outs.
I hate when they do that, when they swap out.
Especially when exactly. It drives me nuts. But I mean, you added new villains. The one thing about Shazam is he doesn't really have your classic rogues gallery. So they brought in Helen Mirren, who's awesome at everything, and Lucy Liu as these mythos god characters that are the protagonists for everyone, the bad guys, and bad guys. So that was one thing where for me I don't know. I was a little disappointed by the choice of the characters they went with for the villains. I would have liked to see, just because we haven't really, basically all these movies, you've done Steppenwolf kind of twice, and you've done a horrible version of Cheetah and a horrible version of Lex Luthor. You really haven't dipped into DC's. Just they have such a deep, rich pool of villains to pick from. I would like to see maybe go out and steal one of Superman's bad guys or something like that, and do a Metallo or a Parasite or just something like that to kind of a little more notable and visible.
And like we were talking about before we started, I was okay with the villains in this because of the stakes and the way that they presented You know, it was very, very violent. They didn't kid around. Like, dude, like no spoilers, but
yeah,
the roof scene.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Yeah. So yeah, they
I was like, what? I was like, wait, that's not gonna happen. I thought someone was gonna swoop in. Nope, it happened. It happened.
It's it definitely was a little darker than I thought. But I mean, I don't know, man. Obviously, you can tell where the budget went. There's a lot of CG work in this one.
Yeah.
You know, you have your whole third act set piece. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, when you look at, like, if you watch the film, you can tell they were very budget conscious. Half of that movie, like literally, it is like split in half from adults versus the kids.
Yeah.
You get a lot of the kids in this movie, which I was shocked that you were, especially in the third act. You didn't get any of the Shazam family as an adult. They were all in the first half.
Yeah. And the way they do that is, you know, to make sure that, like, you know, you get the kid who plays Freddy in it more than Adam Brody. So that they had like a smart, like, little plot point to do that. But yeah, they definitely did cut back on some budget stuff. You can tell, like, number one, the suits don't light up in this one. Which is good because I'm sure keeping that thing going was a nightmare financially.
Yeah.
And it worked better not having it light up, I think, too. I think the costumes were better in this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I liked his new suit because I was kind of worried that, like, why does he have a new suit? How does he have a new suit?
Yeah.
But they don't really talk about it, but they looked a little sleeker than they were in the first film.
Yeah, basically you have all the light up mechanics in it, so it looks like it fit a little better too.
I want to talk to you about, and this can include the post credit scenes as well. There is a surprise cameo in this. It has been leaked online. Do you think that it was useful, useless? Like, where are you at with it?
I hate when they do stuff like this. I'm at the point now where I hate trailers anyway. Give me one quick one, like a 45-second. I can tell if I'm gonna go see it or not. I don't need to be, you know, hoaxed into going to see a movie.
Yeah.
So anyone who's seen the trailer, so Wonder Woman's in this one. Gal Gadot's back as Wonder Woman. Hopefully, God, not for the last time.
Really?
Hopefully, I think she's amazing as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But so Wonder Woman was in it. It was awesome to see. You know, my kid was all excited. Wonder Woman's her favorite. But I would have liked it even more if I didn't know it was coming. I understand why they did it. That, you know, people were, you know, everything's all tracking now, and, you know, social media and stuff like that. They needed a spark, so they used the Wonder Woman scene. They threw that in the last trailer, but
I think they need to have a little bit more faith in these movies and stop worrying about, like, you know, opening weekend, because sometimes movies get legs. Like, a week goes by, like, for like we talk about Scream. Like, Scream right now, they did another 17 million on the second. Yeah. The second or third weekend? This is third weekend?
Yeah, third.
17 million on a third weekend. Like, come on, man. Like, this is a comic book movie. You know what I mean? It's going to have its fans always, regardless. I think they need to have a little bit more faith, because sometimes that bit of surprise, like you said, is worth talking about. But if I already know it's coming, I'll get to it when I get to it, because I already know what's in there. But sometimes you want to see it for yourself.
And I think it was a little bit of a wasted, you know, kind of mechanism, because, you know, their numbers are out for the weekend, the estimated numbers. Didn't do nearly as good as the first one. But I think that's because you talked about why are people who, I mean, if you're a DC guy, you're gonna go see it just because it's a DC character, but why are you gonna go get invested into another character? You know if it's gonna be around after this.
Yeah.
Because you know the whole thing's getting restarted. So.
And I think the only reason the Flash is gonna do well is because, one, it's long overdue. Michael Keaton, but it's long. The Flash was gonna do well regardless, bro. Even I know Keaton is a big major point, but you're talking about a character that's been on television for like the last 10 years.
This is true. This is true. I think the show for the longest time, between the show and his antics, were a huge negative. This is why they had to go back and, you know, I think they had to go back and get Affleck for this and Aquaman and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, I'm going to go see that one regardless, because if you read comics, Flashpoint is the event where it basically restarted the whole universe, and that's what this is going to do. This movie's going to restart everything, so it's going to be interesting to see if it reboots into a universe that still includes Zachary Levi Shazam, which I hope it does, because Shazam doesn't have a great group of villains like we talked about. He does have one primary villain, which is Black Adam. And so knowing that we might never get that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on with. I feel like, you know, with that whole Black Adam thing, that he just blew his wad too soon. I feel like he should have teased himself in the Shazam world, built it up, and then did the solo movie or whatever. But I don't think that it should have been its own thing before anyone even cared or knew who the hell Black Adam was.
Yeah, because and then we're talking about the post-credit scene. So spoiler for the post-credit scene. There's a scene when, if anyone who's watched Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one, or the Peacemaker show on HBO, which is excellent, totally different world than the Shazam movies, but two of the characters show up in that to recruit Shazam to the Justice Society of America. Yeah.
So I think that's where they're gonna go with it. I don't think we're gonna get a Justice League per se. I think they're gonna jump right into the Justice Society of America.
Do like a Alan Scott Green Lantern,
which is
bring in another Dr. Fate.
That's up James Gunn's alley. Like, he loves the obscure characters. He doesn't want to do the commercial characters.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder why. I don't know why it's like that, but it's whatever. I don't know. So where do you think right now? Like, do you want another Shazam? Do you think that this should just be the end and they should just focus on the new, or?
No, not at all. I'll take another movie.
Okay.
I'll take him on Peacemaker. I'll take him in a JSA thing. That's fine. I mean, I think the world where you have Shazam showing up with all the kids, I think that's over with.
Yeah.
I think, because they're their own super group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something where you can't work around that many characters in these movies, and where it's been proven the more characters, I mean, you're not gonna have like an Endgame thing where there's like, all the Shazam kids showing up. I would like to see him in something. I don't know if you're gonna get him in his own movie, or a la carte, but I think you can still use Zachary Levi and weave him into all this other stuff coming up. I think it will work real well.
Yeah. I think because his character is so wacky, and he's a kid, so they did lean a little too much into the kiddie thing for me in the movie a little bit, because I feel like he was way more mature as a kid than he was when he's
it's so weird because he's almost 18 in this movie too. So yeah,
but when he's a kid, he acts and behaves way more mature than he does when he's an adult.
Yeah. They tried to flip that dynamic a little bit. Because like I said, because the end got so dark, the fights and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I said it was good. Is it the best DC movie? No. But I mean, I'll give it a solid 8.5.
Yeah.
I'll go see it again, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it enough. I'm more irritated at the fact that, I feel like the whole thing is a waste, because we don't know where the DC universe is going from here. We don't know where this character's going from here. Yeah. Like, so for me, it's just, I'm over it.
Yeah, and as a DC fan, it's frustrating too. Especially now, we're in this weird thing where Cavill's not coming back. Affleck saying he's done. So they say. Affleck pretty much stamped his ticket. He's out. He's done. So they say. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, James Gunn does like to pull from the weird stuff. We all know he's doing the new Superman movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could very easily do some kind of JSA thing, and you could do like Shazam, Wonder Girl, Robin, one of the other Green Lanterns, Guy Gardner or Alan Scott or something like that. I mean, you can put together a cool little team,
But do the people care? That's the question. Yeah, he can do all those obscure characters and bring us something new. But
Power Girl. You do Power Girl.
I hear you, but do the people care? Like, the one thing he had going for him, and now we're in the James Gunn talking.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to go here, but when he did Guardians, he had Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow. He had all those other characters to kind of hold them up.
Yep.
Regardless of that movie being good on its own, we knew they were going to at one point meet with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But now we got all these new characters and other new characters, and who do we have to look forward to in that mix other than all these new characters? So they got one of them has to like hit.
Oh yeah, so I think his Superman will hit. I think it'd be really good.
You can't fail with Superman.
Yeah, you can. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah, but how many have they had? And they always like, people still flock to see it. Yeah. You say it's like saying Batman. You think a Batman movie's ever gonna flop?
A big Dean Cain guy. So
I'm just yeah, right. But that was on for a while.
Yeah, no, it was. No, I think the one thing that especially we're in an age where not people are comic book fans, but then might not be comic book fans.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to realize as we get into this new world of DC movies that DC's pool of characters and stories is so much deeper and better than the Marvel side. And with James Gunn at the helm, he's such a good storyteller. I think we're going to be okay.
I want to have faith too.
Me too.
I believe in James Gunn.
And he can reinforce that by keeping guys like Zach Levi around. Keep the Shazam character going. Like, why not? There's no need to recast him, and he can be very useful.
Well, I mean, the audience loves the movie. I think it had like an 83%.
Yeah, super high audience score.
But the critics, of course, they slammed it.
I don't even look at critics. I don't care about critic scores anymore.
They slammed it
because the stuff that they all like, I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like.
Well, I mean, if you look at the last few superhero movies that came out, the critics slammed all of them, but the fans loved them. Even Ant-Man. It had a high audience score.
Yay.
But the critics.
Ant-Man.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
I mean, the audience tolerates it enough.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I do think that, on top of the, this kind of like winding down the first DC universe that we had, I think there is, and we'll find out this summer when Guardians and then the Marvels hit, I think we have severe comic book fatigue going on in the industry. So I think Guardians is going to be very good. I think it'll be really dark and sad. I could care less about the Marvels movie. But just right now, I'm just, this was a nice little carrot to dangle for me to get me to Flash, really.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to the Flash as far as DC. Everything else, we'll have to wait till San Diego to see what Mr. James Gunn says and announces, and if he's even planning. I'm pretty sure he's planning to be there.
I mean, I would think so. They need some good pub, so they need something. I think Flash comes out in June.
Yep.
I think if Flash does well,
actually, they're gonna screen it at CinemaCon next month.
Really?
Yeah, so it'll be at CinemaCon for some people, so we'll at least see a little bit of reactions.
Yeah, it's true.
In April, I know John Campea and them are going to be there, so I can't wait to see what some people are saying about it. But yeah, April till we get reactions, June until we get to actually see the film. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Does he pop up in that maybe? Because does Shazam pop up in the Flash maybe?
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. There could.
I mean, they're pretty much spoiling everything else. Like everybody else is going to be in the movie.
I mean, you could have something where he's running through the Speed Force. They just it doesn't have to be new footage. It can be an existing scene. They just kind of pass it by. I mean, you could allude to it. I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. The more connective tissue that this film has, the better it's going to be. And I'm just curious to see how it's all going to wrap up and tie up and transition into the new stuff. But I mean, that's it for Shazam. I mean, I thought it was a great movie.
Oh, great! Yeah,
I thought it was an awesome movie. Fun family film. Keywords: family film.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of cheesy one-liners and monologues and things in there that feel like a PSA. But at the end of the day, it's not for the grown-ups. It's for the grown-ups to bring their family.
Also, I think if there was like an Oscar for best product placement in a movie, it might have went to Skittles and Shazam too. Oh yeah, it was awesome. The way they worked Skittles into the script, and it was hilarious. Yeah, hilarious.
That was funny. Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. But yeah, and that whole scene with the that's where they spent all their money with like all those mythical creatures, your Cyclops and your Minotaurs, and they were cool looking, man. I love all that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the movie is very generic. There's a lot of generic stuff in it. Like even the opening scene is.
They all are now though.
Generic.
The problem is all these books from the 40s until now.
Yeah.
They just kept copying each other over and over again. So the movies just keep copying the same beats over and over again. So what makes this stand out compared to some of the other ones is that, like, I'll take this cast over the Ant-Man cast. Yeah. Not Jonathan Majors.
No.
I'll take this cast over, the Marvels cast, over, a bunch of them really. I just think they gel together better.
Yeah.
There's more chemistry. Everything in Ant-Man, and not to pick on Ant-Man, just because the closest, a budding one to it. Everything in that movie just felt forced.
Yeah, I just was
forced and drawn out and boring and sluggish. And this one, like I said, it was bright, it was cute. It gelled better.
Well, I mean, they were limited with Ant-Man because it took place in the green screen room. So
and again, but that was their choice to do it that way. Yeah, and it hurts things.
Yeah, I just thought that the Shazam had some very, very generic, cheesy moments. Like especially the opening scene. Was very reminiscent of Fantastic Four on the bridge, and that was
the bridge was a bit much.
That was whatever.
But that's what they do. They all said it's all been done with this stuff already.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next DC project, The Flash. So it's coming soon. And the rest of the superhero stuff is. I'm gonna always be a supporter.
Oh yeah. And I'm probably gonna go see Shazam again before it comes out of the theater. So
yeah, he's gonna see it twice.
I'll see it twice.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Is that all you got for Shazam? Or?
Yeah. I mean, if anyone like it's not a good spec book, but you can get a Shazam if you're getting the comics. You want to get into the DC stuff. Shazam #1's a good book to start with. You can get a graded one for a pretty decent price. And if you are looking to get yourself a Zachary Levi figure, I got this one at Target, but you can get it at McFarlaneToyStore.com.
There you go.
They don't pay us or nothing, but Todd, if you'd like to, I'm down.
Get your Shazam merch, like DJ says. And guys, let us know. Are you interested in seeing Shazam? Have you already seen Shazam like we have? What did you think? Did you not even know it was coming out? Let us know. Drop a comment down below. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.